Hey guys, it's Samwise GG here. Now we're going to look at TOA 100. This is the same team that I used for TOA 90. Obviously the non-farmable / fusible one here is Vertihile. He is really critical for the attack bar buff. So if you've got someone else in your team that can fulfill that place, then fantastic. The first time I did this with my normal team, it actually included Ath'taros, the fire dragon. So there are a lot of different ways that you can do it. This is just probably the most accessible team that I have. So we'll give it a quick go. Obviously the boss is Ath'taros. First skill, Guillotine, smites the enemy, removing one beneficial effect and decreasing attack speed and attack power for 3 turns. So to counter that, you obviously want a speed bar, attack bar buffer, and you also want a cleanser. Genocide, strikes all enemies, decreasing their defense for 3 turns. Again, stripper buffer would be awesome there, and someone that can cleanse. And then his passive, Fatal Flames, counterattacks the enemy with burning flames and recovers a certain amount of damage as HP. So anyone that has HP unrecoverable would be really handy there. Not necessary though, as you can see in my team here, I'm not going to take one. My strategy is just to go ham. So let's see how it goes. Alright, I haven't actually tried out this team before for this particular boss, so let's see how we go. Oh, let's take it off auto, that was my bad. Alright, let's get some stuns, come on. Oh, 1 stun, that's disappointing. Let's go for more stuns. Come on, stuns. Much better, that's what we like to see. I'm going to go for this one just because she's not stunned, try to kill her quickly. Again, you can see Vertihile, that the attack bar buff is fantastic, so helpful. Now we'll get out Backlash, which I would have done first time had it not been on auto. That's okay, Turbulence. She's in stun, so I'm going to take her attack bar away just to keep that stun on for longer. We'll keep going at the Ath'taros. That is not what I wanted her to do. That shield and defense buff is so fantastic for them, so let's get that off her with a seize and keep beating her down. Stun, that's good. Again, she's halfway through. I don't really want any of them to heal, so I'm just going to keep attacking this one here, kill her quickly, and then we'll move on to the next one. Not worrying too much about those fire succubus at this point. Just again, as I said, trying to kill this one as quickly as possible, get as many stuns as I can. We'll backlash. There we go. And just keep on going. Keep on going. One thing to be really mindful of as well is if you do pack a Bella in your team, it can be really handy sometimes to use Bella's 3rd skill, even if you don't necessarily need the heal, just because you also get that attack bar buff as well. So keep that in mind when you are thinking, when it's Bella's turn, you think which one to go. Sometimes you don't always need to go for that 1st skill necessarily. So I'll pop a heal now, just because I can. She's on violence. There we go. We got another one off there. Excellent. Alright, so this stage is not too bad. It's certainly not like the other stage, the Lilith TOA 100 stage. I find that one so hard to get past with the Junos and their passives. It's so annoying, and then you've got Annabelles and their cleansers, so I find this one a lot easier in that respect. She's dead, so let's pop over here to this one. Again, as I said, I'm not worrying too much about the succubus. I don't feel like they do a whole lot of damage, and their unrecoverable is not a big deal if they're not doing a lot of damage in the first place. We'll get a stun off. Yep, there we go. Excellent. Now, again, when you've got Ath'taros, this stage is a lot quicker because you can reset those skills completely. Likewise, with the next stage, it's going to be quite difficult. Without Ath'taros, it's going to take a lot longer, but that's just a luxury of having a fire dragon, which not everyone has. But if you do have any nat 5s that have some really good skills, if you've got anyone that sets skills on cooldown, that might be worth thinking about considering bringing with you as well. The key here is to have that anything that manipulates speed, so either speed debuffs, speed buffs, or attack bar buffs for your team, and you do need lots of stuns. And make sure you do pack a damage dealer as well. I don't have a damage dealer in my team, but I've got Spectra, who has attack bar manipulation, but he's also really handy on a boss, because with Bella's defense break, I can then use Spectra's 2nd skill to bite a huge chunk of HP out of the boss, which is always helpful. So in that respect, he's my primary damage dealer when I get to the boss. Just have to keep him alive long enough to get there. Oh, this is pretty easy. Again, I don't see many teams struggling to get past this stage. This is going to be the painful one. So if the light Death Knight, if the light Death Knight does attack you and you die from it, he will get a resurrection. So he can resurrect another a dead ally, and then obviously with the Vanessas as well, you need to be really careful of them. So my strategy here is going to be to try and keep everyone as stunned as possible, and then just attack one, move on to the next one. Pretty standard. The more dots you can get on everyone, the better, but I've only got 2 dotters in my team, so that may not be possible. I can't see if there's an defense break on there, so we'll backlash. Ooh, okay. Now, let's take your turn away. Oh, missed it. That hurts. And that's the thing with TOA 100. It often comes down to RNG. If you miss one attack or one debuff, you miss one of those skills that you really need to land for accuracy, the whole thing can be over pretty quickly. So make sure the mons that you bring have really high accuracy. If they don't have accuracy, then just leave them and put someone else in. Or do what I do sometimes, is rage build a Mav or a Spectra just to get through a particular stage of TOA, because in the next rune removal day, you'll be able to re-rune exactly how you want, and you'll never regret building a Mav or a Spectra. Okay, now let's try and hope that we get a turbulence or stun or something. Yep, no, there we go. Alright, so we're going to take her down again because she will still have a resurrection available. Let's stun, that was not helpful. I should have seized there. I'll do it now. There we go. Okay. Just to make sure she dies. That was my strategy there. Alright. Dead, dead, dead. So you find that the light Death Knights don't really do too much damage at all. You don't need to focus on them until the end, unless you have a particularly squishy team and you find that they're just targeting, for example, your Veramos. You don't want them to kill him, otherwise, as I said, they will then resurrect someone, which is not a place you want to be in when you've already got 3 other resurrectors to take down. Alright, now he's dead. Let's focus on this one. So you can see I'm getting through this pretty easily. It's more about just making sure that you think who you're going to attack, which skill you're going to use. Right now, the name of the game is just making sure that my 3rd and 2nd skills are reset. So keep on going to try to get those ready now that you're up to the boss. Now the thing to keep in mind here, you really want to get rid of this crystal here. Don't worry too much about this one. That one will go down on its own from dots. And then the boss, you want to try and get your debuffs on. You don't attack him unless he has a defense break on. So that backlash set his attack bar back. So now I'm going to get some dots on the crystals. Try and... no, okay. Let's just dot up these crystals. We'll get some extra attack. Now we'll attack him. Now remember, because he does recover a portion of the attack as HP, you want to make sure that only your top attackers are going for him. Let's take his turn away. Good one, good one. We'll dot you up over here. More dots. Again, you saw my Vera just went 3 times. Super, super handy when you have someone on Violent, particularly that does dots. Make sure you really try to maximize that when you're at TOA, especially this boss level here. We'll keep going with dots. Alright, backlash. Oh, missed it, missed it. Oh, well, we still got the slow on him, which is still really handy. Dots. Okay. And as you can see, Verd's not doing any damage at all on the crystal. It's just about getting that attack buff. Attack bar buff, I should say. Let's heal up Spectra. There we go. We'll go more dots, more dots. Okay, now it's gonna hurt, that's okay. We'll get some more dots. Defense break, excellent. Now that crystal's dead next turn, and unfortunately it's got a slow on it, so it is going to take some time. So now what I'm going to do is just go straight boss. Let's take his, yes, good, and now we'll take the turn away, excellent. And now we will just go straight boss. Okay. Ooh. Again, make sure you only ever use special assault when there is a defense debuff on the boss or on the enemy. Anyway, that's a good rule in life in general when you're using a Spectre. Now I'm going to use this just to get a turn advantage again. No other benefit really. My Bella is on Violent, so the chances of me needing that heal by the time it's ready are quite high. So I'm happy with sometimes wasting that heal, as I said, when you're looking at using it more so for the attack bar buff. Okay, let's get rid of some of that attack bar. Excellent. Alright. Now if I was a gambling person, I'd probably put this on auto right about now, but I'd rather just keep on wearing him down. I might when we get him a little bit lower. Alright, let's use Turbulence here just to take that attack bar away. Excellent. Good land. Now Beretta is probably the most important one that you want, or in my opinion, that you want your accuracy on. When it comes to stages like this, if he had have missed that, then someone might have died. That's how serious it is with landing those debuffs and those buffs sometimes. Obviously Turbulence, you don't want that ever missing. Okay. Let's do Backlash. Oh, as you can see, this crystal went again, and it didn't die, but that's okay because it's coming up next, and it's not too bad. That crystal gives the boss an extra turn, which is why you want to make sure that you take that one out. The HP recovery that this one puts on, or disturbs HP recovery for 2 turns. That's not too bad really, particularly when you've got a cleanser like Vero in your team. We don't have to worry about stuns, so there's no chance of Vero being stunned and unable to cleanse. And when I've got Vertihile, he's giving me an attack advantage with his passive, and then Bella, who when she heals also increases your attack bar somewhat. I don't need to worry about that HP recovery staying on for too long. Alright, again Turbulence, his attack bar is full. General rule of thumb, even when you've got Turbulence available on a boss, never use it if the boss has less than a half attack bar full, because particularly if you have someone that is buffing your speed or your attack bar on your team, chances of you getting another 10 before the boss goes are pretty high, especially if you've got speed on Beretta. So you just don't want to waste that attack bar of Turbulence, it's too valuable. Alright, we're getting pretty close to autoing. I just don't want to get too cocky when I'm recording this and then have it blow up in my face. That would be embarrassing. Alright, okay. So there's not a whole lot more to this particular boss. Lilith is a much more difficult boss to understand. Again though, once you understand the mechanics of how she works and how to take her down, then it's actually a lot easier and it's not quite as scary. I'm still a little bit scared, to be honest, but I do reach out to my guildmates and to my Summoners War support network when it comes time to take out Lilith, and we usually get the job done. Mind you, I've only been able to clear TOA for about 4 months now, so I'm by no means an expert, but each month it's just about getting further and further, and eventually you'll work your way through. That's what's happened to me, and the same with runes, with dungeons, those sorts of things. If you keep farming away, each month you do find after Rune Removal Day that you can usually go that little bit further. With World Boss, it's a great way to measure that. You get that little bit extra. General rule of thumb, and certainly what I found in my experience, is that with World Boss after Rune Removal Day, you end up going up a level. So if you were a B last month, you should be a B plus this month. Likewise, A minus next month. So if you're not finding that you're moving up and your progression is quite as quickly, then I'd suggest really having a think about going back to dungeons, making sure you are farming better for runes. There we go! Success! Woo! Thank you all for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the series. We'll certainly be doing it again next month, and over the next couple of days we'll also be looking at doing the TOA hard boss series as well. I can't clear TOA hard yet, but we'll certainly be able to produce a fair chunk of the videos, up to about 70, possibly even 80 if we're lucky. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have any ideas for other mixes that you can use for TOA 100, it'd be great to hear your thoughts below. If you don't mind posting in the comments section, would love to hear what works for you. As I said, this wasn't my first team, it wasn't the team I cleared it with, but you can see it does work. So if you have other suggestions that will help each other out, that would be great to hear from you. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks!